Good morning, students. How are you all? All are fine. Good students. Shall we learn today commerce? Okay, in that consumer protection lesson 16, we are in page number 149. Okay, there are two terms given in that. At the end of the lesson, two terms are given. One is caveat. What is this meaning? It is a Latin word, caveat emptor. What is the meaning of this word is, let the buyer beware. Let the buyer beware. What is the meaning? What is the explanation? So we should be cautious. That means the buyers must be cautious about the things that they purchase. Okay, so the buyers are responsible for the things they are purchasing, not the sellers. Okay, that is the meaning. Then whatever be the that quality, once we have bought, the whether the price, if we have paid more or the quality is less, we cannot blame the sellers or the producers. Only the buyers are responsible for the full thing. Okay, we cannot go and exchange for another product if the product is a spoiled one, or if you have found out that the seller has received an unfair price, higher price than the normal price what is given in the bill, we have paid more, we cannot blame the sellers. That this term was followed very old. Okay, very many centuries before, not centuries, maybe in the last century. Okay, even now also we are not able to blame the seller, isn't it? It's the buyer beware. The two terms, okay, that buyer beware, that caveat emptor. Then another one, caveat vendita. Vendor, seller, isn't it? The Latin word only. Here, seller beware. So, if any injury takes place or if any loss occurred for the buyer because of the products sold by the seller, then the seller is entirely responsible for that cause, damage. Okay, so this is what now happens in the world. So if we have that receipt for the purchase, and if we go and complain, that the court of law that we have is everything given in the next lesson, okay, that we will learn. So the seller is the person who is responsible for any damage occurs or any loss incurred by the buyer. Okay, here we can say mostly the new things or new brand vehicles, motor car, whatever it is they buy, they give some guarantee, isn't it, for 2 years, 3 years or 5 years for durable goods, motor vehicles. So if any repair occurs, what we do, we will go and take the product to the that showroom, and we can get the repair on free of cost. Or if for any other parts, if damaged, they may provide us with a new part, okay, new one. So that is called the seller beware. But this one we can say one example, that for the caveat emptor, we are going to purchase a second hand car. What we will do, the seller, two persons are buyer and seller is there, so they will contact one mechanic, isn't it? So they will contact that mechanic and they will ask for the correct price, how much it cost, whether it how much it will be valued. Okay, then he will consult that mechanic and he will fix the price, and if the seller agrees, he will sell the car. So once the buyer purchases the car, who is responsible? Only the buyer. Okay, afterwards if any that damage occurs or any repair takes place, a major repair, then he cannot go and blame the seller, because he is the one who is fully responsible for that purchase. But if it is a brand new car, that who is responsible? he cannot blame, isn't it? But there the seller is responsible. I think you might have understood these two terms, caveat emptor and caveat venditor. Okay, now I will mark the question answer from these two headings. Okay. Caveat emptor, caveat venditor. Okay, very short answer. Page number 149, caveat emptor, then caveat venditor 150. Okay, here you mark this first caveat emptor, first line. Then second point, this one, the term actually means that let a purchaser beware. This one, because he ought, for instead of for you write because he ought not to be ignorant of the nature of the property which he is buying from another party. Then buyers, another third point, buyers will inspect and otherwise ensure that they are confident with the integrity of the product before completing a transaction. That much enough. Okay, very short answer. Then caveat venditor. Here this point, sellers assume much more responsibility for the integrity of their goods as in the present day. Then caveat venditor means let the seller beware. Okay. Enough, that much. Okay. Now we will mark the one word. The term consumerism came into existence 1960. Father of consumer movement, Ralph Nader. Sale of Goods Act 1982. Main objective of all business enterprise. Earn profit. Consumer Protection Act came into force 15/4/1987. A dash every year declared as the Consumer Protection Day, March 15. Okay. Then any person who buys any goods or avails service for personal use for a consideration called consumer. Then General Assembly United Nations passed resolution of Consumer Protection Guidelines on 1985. Not on, in. Okay. I hope all the question answers I have marked and given. If any question answers have not been marked, you can inform me. Okay. Now shall we go to the next lesson? Okay, students. Next lesson again related to consumer protection only. Okay. Consumer protection. 2 lessons we have completed. Consumers protection. Here first we are going to learn about the rights of consumers. Rights of consumers. What are the rights that a consumer has? Okay, we have the rights to use, isn't it? So, related to the seller, related to the product, what are the rights? First, we know that about the consumer. We know who is a consumer, one who consume the goods which are either manufactured and sold by others, or it is created by nature and sold by others, isn't it? Then every marketing consumer is the king or supreme in the market, isn't it? That also we have learned. And all the, what is the main aim of business, objective of business? They have to satisfy the consumers, satisfy the needs and wants of consumers. That must be the main aim of any business. Okay, so we must have, the consumers are having some rights. So we should have, what are the rights that a consumer has? Okay, because all the rights must be protected. Consumers must be protected against many malpractices, isn't it? We have studied in the previous lesson how the consumers are exploited So from all these exploitations, the consumers must be protected. That is what we are learning, isn't it? So in this lesson, we are going to learn about the rights. For this, the rights in order to protect the rights of the consumers only, our Indian government has created one law, isn't it? Or act. It has passed an act. That act is called Consumer Protection Act 1986. It was passed in the year 1986 and it came into existence, it came into force with effect from April 15, 1987, in the next year. That we have learned in the last lesson, isn't it? So now we will learn one of the definition given by John F. Kennedy. Okay, John F. Kennedy. He has given some rights of consumers. Okay, he was the former president of USA. Okay, American president. He has given the consumers have 4 rights. Okay, the right of safety. Safety. Right of safety. Then right to be informed. Right to be informed. Then right to choose. And right to be heard. These are the 4 rights that a customer has, the fundamental rights of a customer. That means safety products must be bought. That we will learn one by one in detail. Okay, so right of safety, right to be informed, right to choose, and right to be heard. We should be informed all the details about the product. Then we have the right to choose the correct product, what we think that is good. And to be heard means if there is a redressal or grievances, that must be heard by the government or by the law or by the seller. Okay, so that is there. So now we will learn one by one in detail. Okay, so yes, around 8 rights are given. Now many rights are there. We will learn one by one. Okay, right to protection of, that means the right of safety. Okay, right to protection of health. That is very important, isn't it? Our health may not be deteriorated. Our health may not be affected. Okay, so right to protection of health and right of safety. That is the very important right. If we purchase and consume a particular product, it may not do any harm to our health. That is very important. Okay, that is called right of safety. If any danger occurs for the physical health or for the even it may that especially in the medicine, if they consume a particular medicine, they lose their life even, isn't it? They are dying. So the lives may not be spoiled, or any property or our own that physical organs or the property that it blast out, that gas cylinders. Okay, the whole house is blasted out. So all these must be checked, that there must be some safety related to the health, life and the property of the consumers. Okay, because even in if we say for example food, we purchase some food from the shops, either it may be preserved in the tin or pickle we purchase, or many things, isn't it? All these things, they in order to preserve the food items, they add some preservatives or some colors from the that bakery. We purchase some eatables, isn't it? There they add some that chemicals and the preservatives or any additives, okay, or color powders they add, that they may not do any harm or injury to the health of the consumers. If it makes any harm, that who is responsible? The seller. So the right of safety must be done by the seller. Okay, this is one right. Any safety thing, if it harms any of our health, okay, then we can contact that court of law, that act we have, no, it has started many forums. We can contact them and we can file a case against that particular seller. Second right, that right of safety over. Now, right to be informed. Okay, right to be informed. So the customers or the consumers must be informed about all the details of the product. All the information related to the product must be informed to the consumers. Okay, or they inform through the advertisement, isn't it? That they come to know about the product or the relevant information. And especially that label, what is available in the product, it must state all the details related to the product. That is the main objective of the selling, marketing. Okay, they have to provide all the information or relevant information or needed details to the customers related to the product. Okay, what are the things that we have in the label? Then date of manufacturing, then expiry date, then quantity will be there, the quality, then ingredients, what they add, the additives, isn't it? What are the things they have added to manufacture that particular product? Then if it is medicine, how to use, how much they have to take, how many times, the dosage, isn't it? Then batch number, then any warning. If we may not, we must keep that one in the cool place, isn't it? Then out of the warning, out of the reach of children, we must keep that medicine. Then who has manufactured and who has marketed that product? All these details must be informed to the customers. The third point is right to choose. Right to choose. We know the main aim of marketing is what? To satisfy the needs of or wants of customers, isn't it? So there the consumers must be satisfied about the product. So there are many products available, isn't it? So the customers have the right to choose a particular product among the various products. So the sellers must express all the details or the availabilities of the products, maybe the size, color, everything. Even if we go to a textile shop, what we have the right to choose, isn't it? Whatever we ask them, everything is available. But the sales girls only will be ready to show all the choices, isn't it? They will be taking and showing. But some people, they may not be ready to show all the whatever we prefer to take. So if they do not show all the products available in the market, we may not be ready to purchase the product from that shop, isn't it? So the sellers, we should not the sellers, the buyers should have the right to choose any product from the varieties of products. Then next one, right to be heard. Then the main aim of marketing is what? Satisfy the human wants or consumers' wants. So, if a particular product is not able to satisfy the wants of that customers, what the customers will go, whom they can, they have to give a complaint to the seller, isn't it? So, all the sellers must be ready to hear from the customers if there is any grievances. So the sellers must be ready to hear from the customers if there is any grievances. Okay, so usually they will have one customer care department, even the BSNL and all, isn't it? Whatever be the complaint, we can dial one toll-free number and we can get the information. So almost all the departments, all the companies, they are having one section or one department in order to hear from the customers about their grievances. Okay, now I think we can stop with these 4 rights. The remaining we will learn tomorrow. So I will mark and give the question answers from this one. Okay. Very short answer. First question. Write short notes on right to be informed. Okay, right to be informed. 154. Right to be informed. That the second right you mark. Okay, the first point. Then advertising and labeling, that point, second one. Yeah, 2 points. Okay. What are the rights of consumer according to John F. Kennedy? 154, same page. Okay, here. John F. Kennedy, this first paragraph. Okay, this first paragraph you can mark. Then, which is the supreme objective of business? Okay, that one in 153. Okay, 153. This satisfaction of consumers' wants and needs is stated to be the prime and supreme objective of a business. Okay, that one point here. Then, short answer. What do you understand by right to read? No, that we have not learned, isn't it? The second one, define consumer rights. 154, consumer rights. Definition. The same definition. Okay. 4 definition. Not 4 definition, that first paragraph. John F. Kennedy. This one. Okay. Same. Then third question. What do you understand about right to protection of health and safety? It's the first point. Okay. 154. Okay. This one. First point, this one. Second point, in case of food items. Third point, recent legislations have stated the responsibility for the production of such unsafe items. Up to that one. Okay. Then long answers. What are the rights of consumers? We have learned 4 rights. You learned these 4 rights. And you 1 or 2 more you can learn. Okay, these 4 you learn fully. And all the small question answers available, or 2 more, 1 or 2 more will be there. That right to redressal. Okay, if you study all these things, that will do for learning this rights of consumers. Okay, rights, duties, responsibilities. We will learn in the next classes. Okay, students. Thank you very much.